Hi, thank you for speaking with me today. I wanted to ask you both about the sacrifices that your characters have made, and maybe if Jodi, you could talk a little bit about, Ellen. Ellen gave up the love of her life in favor of her dream, but now she lives with Larry, and she has to see every single day what it would be like if she made a different choice. And while they have
Yeah.
I think, a fantastic partnership and a great marriage in some ways, could you talk about what's in store for her in this season as she watches that?
Yeah, absolutely. I can talk to a degree about it without walking into spoiler territory, but you're absolutely dead on. There's massive sacrifice she makes at the end of season one. We see the toll it takes on her, we see the toll it takes on Pam, we see the toll it takes even on Larry, as a sort of very much more than just a bystander in that threesome relationship. But yes, she's now living with Larry. It's 9 years later. They have a wonderful bond and a real partnership. There's a lot of support there, a lot of love even, but absolutely it's missing. It's missing something huge, and she is watching Larry navigate that in a very different way to how she does. Larry has sexual partners. Larry has a lot more fun in the way we understand fun than Ellen does. And that is painful. But I think, at least until a certain point in the season when something really exciting happens, she doesn't know how to marry these two worlds. She tried, and it broke her heart and broke someone else's heart who she cares more about than anyone else in the world. So her way of coping is to compartmentalize and to sort of completely cut that part of herself out until something stops that from being possible any longer.
Thank you. And Sonia, I don't really think what Molly does in the beginning of season two. I'm not sure if I'd call that a sacrifice as much as it's a risk. Um, I'm not sure if she even really thought it through. Molly seems to me she always just acts on instinct, and she's a rule breaker.
Mhm,
And she's always gotten away with it. Like, she's never really had
mhm,
any consequences for her actions. And so,
mhm.
can she continue to get away with it in season two?
Well, that's what we're about to find out. I think, yes, I think Molly's impulsiveness has largely been to her great good fortune and has got her on the moon in the first place. That headstrong, willful, determined, I will take no chain of command, nothing. Um, I think that has been made her enormously successful as an astronaut, and I think it's going to be the seed of her downfall potentially.
Uh, Molly also has a fantastic husband, and we don't maybe see as much of him as we do some other spouses. Um, it's interesting to me that she seems to have not confided in him or turned to him, or maybe that's coming.
Uh,
Maybe I haven't seen that yet.
no, it's an interesting part of it. I think. I think Molly is, for all her outspokenness, is actually an enormously private person, and quite internal. And it's always been fun. And part of the challenge of playing Molly has been how to paint these big, broad strokes of this outspoken, angry woman, and also keep some simmering of what's the internal temperature underneath that. What's the vulnerability in Molly? So. Getting to play with Wayne, Lenny Jacobson, the lovely actor who plays my husband, is always I'm always so relieved when we get those scenes. Not only is it so fun to play with him, but it's always a moment to give Molly an opening and to soften her and to see have an insight into what happens when Molly is disarmed, when Molly is not defending her position all the time.
Great. Thank you both very much. I'm a newcomer to the show, and I have really loved it.
Thank
Thank you.
you.